Once home to John Hancock's headquarters, the Seaport Science Center in Boston, Massachusetts is a 482,000 square foot LEED Gold certified building with a new purpose. It's now been reimagined to support the growing life sciences industry. As part of this transformation, 5 floors were converted into state-of-the-art laboratory spaces, illuminated by approximately 1,800 T-bar LED fixtures and 160 GEMINI fixtures, a lighting solution built for performance, precision, and progress.
My name is Mark Reed. I'm a principal at Lab Life Science Architecture in Boston. Seaport Science Center was designed as a speculative lab for tenants in the life sciences industry in Boston to come into the Seaport area.
The architects have used JLC-Tech in the past for their lab lighting and was very successful and felt that this was a good solution going forward.
With JLC-Tech, we are a structurally integrated lighting company. They understood that they were going to have very restricted plenum space, lots of ductwork, lots of mechanical. That's one of the reasons why they utilize T-bar LED. Structurally integrates, takes up no additional plenum space, desired intent of fixture locations.
Well, it's a great product because it's so easy to install and need to coordinate it with the ceiling contractor. But when the ceiling is going up, they can install the lighting at the same time. Sometimes the ceiling contractor actually snaps the fixture in. And then separately, the electrician just needs to wire up the drivers. And so once everybody figures out that's the process, it goes incredibly fast.
The ceiling would have come to get, it almost didn't make sense for us to do it. It wasn't, we were losing the share of the work or whatever, and it just, with the ceiling contractor, he just threw it right in with us, kind of almost feeding it to him.
So one of the best benefits of T-bar LED is that because it takes up no additional plenum space, it's the exact same dimensions as the grid ceiling. It basically being a cross T that provides ambient light is that you can place your mechanics and we can support the same mechanics as a cross T. So you don't need to rework your lighting layout around what's going on above the plenum structurally.
Well, in a lab environment, such as at the Seaport Science Center, the floor-to-floor heights and ceiling heights were very important. So reducing any impact of a recessed fixture above the ceiling made the coordination much easier.
The ceilings in the lab space are there's just so much going on up there, low profile, that it actually left a lot of room in the ceiling that might not have usually been there,
Well, the JLC-Tech products are incredibly clean. One of the things about snapping into the grid, it's guaranteed that the fixtures are straight, versus a concept where fixtures mount to the grid, which may shift or even fall off. So the JLC-Tech is locked in, it's straight. If you do it with 4-foot fixtures, there's very few breaks in the overall length. It's a very clean look.
For a lot of biotech labs, cleanliness and being able to contain pressurized space is extremely important. So having the T-bar actually reduced the amount of penetrations in the ceiling plenum and made it a much cleaner potential environment for contamination and cleanliness.
Some of the nice benefits of utilizing structurally integrated lighting is that we are going to maintain design intent. No longer do fixtures need to be placed off-centered. So specifically with the GEMINI product, we have integrated those cross Ts and concealed them into the light fixture, so instead of them having to build an opening, it's pre-built, guaranteed on center with no exposed grid.
The GEMINI was first of all, it's compatible visually with the T-bar, but it provided a little bit more of a diffuse experience. So we use that primarily in the corridors where we weren't trying to achieve the same light levels in the labs.
They went in fairly easy too. So I remember we did those on a couple of Saturdays, and the same thing, you had enough space to work.
Well, performance and economy were very important, so achieving a really strong light level for the laboratories at about 80 to 100 foot candles at the work surface was critical, and to do that in a sustainable and economical way. This is probably our 3rd project that we did with JLC-Tech and the T-bar LED, and it's always been very successful for our budgets and our performance. So it seemed like a natural fit.
The beauty of the small integrated profile of T-Bar LED and the GEMINI is that we can ship large quantities on a single pallet. For instance, we can actually supply lighting for a 25,000 square foot office space on one pallet. In comparison, if that was a standard 2x2, you'd be looking at 7 pallets of material. Additional freight costs, storage costs, so definitely additional benefit and a sustainability benefit.
Well, like even just the way the product came out in, just the one pallet, and that would take care of pretty much the whole entire floor. There wasn't a whole lot of, didn't have to have a whole lot of space dedicated to, holding the fixtures before they were installed. So it was, very easy to move around if you had to. So, at the end it was nice. Like I said, it was really bright, and, just, again, the lighting system itself. So, to have the whole floor go down and up and stuff at the same time was really, just a good experience.
I'm really proud of it. It met a lot of the goals that we look for as designers.
The finished look of the Seaport Science Center has a very sleek, tech, aesthetically pleasing appearance.
I think everybody at the Seaport Science Center and anyone that's toured it has really been struck by the JLC-Tech LED T-bar. It defines the space. It really dominates your impression of the clean ceiling, and again has that high-tech look that is really appealing to innovation companies.
The Seaport Science Center project shows what's possible when thoughtful design meets practical innovation. With T-bar LED lighting in place, the labs are equipped for the work ahead. Efficient, clean, and built to perform. JLC-Tech is honored to contribute to a space where progress and purpose come together.